Hey guys, I'm Kelly Johnson, here to spill the tea so you can see what's trending and catch the latest buzz of your favorite CW shows and stars. This week, Supergirl fans are taking charge. A late night host gives a hilarious Riverdale parody, and we've got to talk about Black Lightning. We saw that Veronica is pretty suspicious of her parents, and rightfully so. We got to talk about what's going on with the chilling adventures of Sabrina. This meme speculates that Madeline Pesh is actually Darla all grown up. Well, that's all the tea for now. Please let us know what shows and stars you'd like to hear more about. Catch us next week so you can see what's trending. The Lee sisters from Memphis, Tennessee are pioneers in the civil rights movement. Today, more than 50 years later, they are proud of their title as the most arrested civil rights family in the United States. But as Rudy Williams explains, it took a lot of guts and even more determination. Get ready for some good acting and some even better singing. Jennifer Hudson will portray Aretha Franklin in an upcoming movie. Hi, I'm Kelly Johnson. Franklin personally selected Hudson to star in the biopic about her life. Hudson rose to fame on American Idol and won an Oscar for her work in Dreamgirls. She told Rolling Stone she is incredibly humbled by the opportunity. The movie is in its beginning stages, but we can already tell it's going to be an instant classic. How do you not recognize Oprah? Researchers found we are one of several states that can't get enough of, ready for this, Murder, She Baked. Hollywood delivers with a historical masterpiece. I laughed a ton and the action scenes were fabulous. Other critics are loving this one too and are saying this Thor flexes its comedic muscles. What kind of movie is this? It's one of the greatest things to ever happen to me and filmmaking. The Shape of Water is really gonna speak to you if you consider yourself an outsider. No explanation there with so many holes in the plot. The colorful animation is outstanding. Adam, I'm so excited. We're known for a lot of things here in the Valley, and one of those things are our fabulous hiking trails that we have here.
So much more than a gym.
That's exactly right.
Kelly?
That's a great question, Adam. And the really cool thing about this is that the food here actually comes from grocery stores. Stuff that would normally go to waste is actually going to these families.
I've seen men build weapons that I couldn't even imagine.
Marvel, what kind of movie is this? It's one of the greatest things to ever happen to me and filmmaking. Hi, I'm Kelly Johnson, here to deliver my review of Black Panther.
My son, it is your time.
Marvel has done it again. Black Panther is a standalone superhero film in a league of its own. Ryan Coogler, remember this name. He's gonna go down in history as one of the best directors of all time. You've seen the previews, the casting is off the charts. You know these names, you know everyone is gonna deliver. You're also gonna fall in love with Letitia Wright in her breakout role here. Chadwick Boseman is equally tough as he is charming as Black Panther. Michael B. Jordan is probably the hottest villain in history.
I'ma burn it all.
He's so good and somehow manages to make you care about him. The movie takes us to Oakland and Wakanda, a hidden world that's a cosmic paradise where the technology is serious goals. The bad guys are trying to get there to get their hands on Varbanium, a nearly indestructible metal, which happens to be the same metal that Captain America's shield is made of. And ladies, we are the strongest warriors in this one. Plenty of action, and they've even managed to throw in a love story that isn't cheesy. The effect, the action scenes, the costumes, everything about this will have you on the edge of your seat for over 2 hours. Black Panther is so much more than a superhero movie and transcends to everyone. I left the theater speechless and ready for the sequel that I'm hoping to be cast in. This movie is getting rave reviews, and I can't say a single bad thing about this one. Black Panther hits theaters on Friday.
I worked this blaze near Big Timber, Montana. In the blink of an eye, just fire everywhere.
Only the Brave tells the true story of the Prescott Granite Mountain hotshots leading up to the Yarnell Hill fire.
Hotshots are on the front line and they get to engage the fire directly.
A movie this authentic to Arizona brought the actors to the valley and even included a red carpet event at Tempe Marketplace.
There are no movies about wildland firefighting. It's kind of been ignored. These guys work behind the scenes with no credit, no recognition, and it was one of the reasons why I wanted to make this film.
First responders and firemen are responding to it well. The families responded to it well. So it already feels like a big success to us.
Josh Brolin isn't the only big name tied to this film. It also stars Jeff Bridges, Jennifer Connelly, and Miles Teller.
If you give me a chance, I won't let you down.
It's Teller who really shines in this one. Taking on the role as lone survivor Brendan McDonough, a lost soul determined to turn his life around after the birth of his daughter.
I heard you guys had some slots available.
What are you doing here?
I just had a daughter, and I just really want to give her what I never had.
CW6 had a chance to sit down with the actors and the only surviving member of the hotshot crew, Brendan McDonough, who's portrayed by Miles Teller in the film. How did you feel when you found out that Miles would be you in this movie?
I was honest.
Super pumped.
Yeah.
Really excited.
It's just so surreal to see that, and how he not only portrayed me, but really made it intentional for people to understand how much my brothers helped me. Just really stood out, and that camaraderie was there, you know, and it just shined through the entire film. And so that was just a very proud moment to be able to see that.
Sooner or later, fire's gonna come knocking in our hometown.
Brolin portrays Superintendent James Marsh, bringing a special connection to the story, Arizona, and firefighters. You actually were a volunteer firefighter here in Arizona. Talk to me about your really special connection to this.
I've known firefighters for 30 years. I mean, I was a volunteer firefighter in Mescal, Arizona, out in the middle of nowhere.
Although there are some big names in this film, the actors reached out to families to give the most raw and accurate performances as possible.
I'm as close to him as I can be through his family and through his wife.
What are some things that you did to really get a grasp of who Jesse was and what he was about?
I was intimidated by Jesse Steve, because I mean, he was just so larger than life, but what struck me was how strong he was. He had the bravery to go to people and say, I love you, man. That was real strength.
Not only did the actors reach out to the families, they had to endure some pretty intense training.
We were trained by 5 former Granite Mountain hotshots.
A lot of hiking, a lot of, you know, and cutting line. That is something that's tough, just because the position you're in, you're basically hunched over with this like 60-pound pack and just kind of using your tool and doing that motion for just hours, man. It's tough.
The training period allowed the cast to become closer so that the brotherhood would come across genuine on film.
These guys had a bond. They were brothers. They loved each other, and it takes a special type of individual to do this type of work.
McDonough understands why people may think this movie was made too soon. He's proud of how only the brave tells the story of his hotshot crew, who he will always remember as his brothers. This is what he says he hopes audiences will walk away with.
A better understanding of, you know, not only who the Granite Mountain Hotshots were, but who wildland firefighters are, and just to be able to take anything away from it, the brotherhood and the camaraderie, and just that there's such great men and women that are willing to do so much for so many people out there.
For your PHX.com, I'm Kelli Johnson.